سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي رب ارحمهما وأكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. على أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان الله العظيم وبحمده بكرة وأصيلا. لا إله إلا الله وحده خلق وحده ونصر عبده وعز جنده وعلم الأحزاب وحده لا شيء قبله ولا شيء بعده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا محمد وعلى ذرية سيدنا محمد وسلم تسليما كثيرا. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد كثيرا. رب اغفر لي ولوالدي رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا بعده. لا إله إلا الله ولا نعبد إلا إياه مخلصين له الدين ولو كره الكافرون. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وعلى أصحاب سيدنا محمد وعلى أنصار سيدنا محمد وعلى أزواج سيدنا.
You can line up your 7 extra takbira in the first rakah, or 6 extra takbira. ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا شريك له. ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. أما بعد أيها المسلمون، قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرأيت من اتخذ إلهه هواه أفأنت تكون عليه وكيلا أم تحسب أن أكثرهم يسمعون أو يعقلون إنهم إلا كالأنعام بل هم أضل سبيلا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Furqan, seest thou such a one as taketh for his Lord his own passion? Couldst thou be a disposer of affairs for him? Or thinkest thou that most of them listen or understand? Nay, they are only like cattle. Nay, they are worse astray in path. So alhamdulillah, this inshallah is Eid Adha. All of us have been blessed with the opportunity to experience Eid Adha again. Inshallah, one of the great celebrations of the Ummah. Alhamdulillah, of course, the central ritual of the Eid al-Adha, what it's named after, is the dhabiha, the sacrifice of the animal. And inshallah, this ayah of Quran indicates a reason why the sacrifice of the animal is so important as a ritual practice every year for Muslims around the world. And this is because mankind has two possible directions. So mankind is endowed with earthly aspects and endowed with divine aspects. Of course, when Adam alayhi salam was created, he was created from teen, and teen is essentially mud, water mixed with clay, and of course breathed into by the ruh, the breath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, the human potential is contained there, is highest, divine, and at its lowest, it is earthly. And this ayah of Quran, inshallah, speaks about the idea that there are people who the Prophet Muhammad spoke to, who took as their God not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but their own passions, their own impulses, and as a result, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described as being like cattle. And nay, they were even worse astray in the path. Because cattle, like all the creatures of the world, have an innate disposition to fulfill what they are. And they are beastly creatures of the world with many different tendencies, deviations of the world, but they are not endowed with divine ruh. They were never given what mankind was given and could never rise to the highest levels of the creations and to the proximity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was the potential of mankind. But man can also fall to that lowest level of being like the animals, and because they have the potential to do more, to be higher, to be close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they are worse astray. They are in fact the This is sadly the nature of most people in the world, most people of our times, who are given to their passions and desires, who don't adhere to a deen, don't adhere to a teaching of Islam or a teaching of Ahl Kitab that brings them in proximity to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As a result, they are further astray. They are like the demons that are described in this ayah of Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieve us of this potential of lowness and raise us to the highest potential of mankind. أقول قولي هذا استغفر لي ولكم إنه غفور رحيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد. قد قال الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والبدن جعلناها لكم من شعائر الله لكم فيها خير فاذكروا اسم الله عليها سوافا فإذا وجبت جنوبها فكلوا منها وأطعموا القانع والمعطر واشكر إن تشكرون كذلك سخرناها لكم لعلكم تشكرون لا ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله التقوى منكم كذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Hajj, the sacrificial camels we have made for you as among the symbols from Allah. In them is much good for you. Then pronounce the name of Allah over them as they line up for sacrifice. When they are down on their sides after slaughter, eat ye thereof, and feed such as beg but but live in contentment, and such as beg with due humility. Thus have we made animals subject to you, that ye may be grateful. It is not their meat, nor their blood that reaches Allah. It is your piety that reaches Him. He has thus made them subject to you, that ye may glorify Allah for His guidance to you, and proclaim the good news to all who do right. So alhamdulillah, one of the signs of mankind's preeminence in the world, of his divine nature, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the animals to hold dominion over, inshallah, to eat from, to drink from their milk, inshallah, to use for burden. This is what we have been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a demonstration of the superiority of mankind in its potential from animals in their nature. Of course, if mankind fails to fulfill that potential, then they're worse than the animals and they have no right to sacrifice animals for their own food. But if they live up to their obligations, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and signify by that naming the name of Allah over every animal that we eat, inshallah. So that we sanctify the animal, we sanctify the meat, we sanctify that we eat it, and inshallah that becomes a source of blessing for us, a source of worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is inshallah a great sign of the virtues of mankind and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us. Eid al-Adha is named for this purpose. This Eid, while it is associated with the Hajj and while it is associated with celebration and festivity and so on, there is no greater aspect of Eid al-Adha than the sacrifice of the animal. Allah says in the last part, it is not the meat nor their blood that reaches Allah. It is your piety that reaches Him. He has thus made them subject to you that ye may glorify Allah for His guidance to you and proclaim the good news to all who do right. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself has identified in these verses that the virtues of the sacrifice are the taqwa that we display when we sacrifice the animal. And that taqwa, inshallah, will reach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the blood will reach the ground from the animal that was cut. This was something the Prophet ﷺ told us, nothing reaches him faster but the taqwa, and then the blood that drops to the ground. So inshallah, this is a great, glorious opportunity that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. And for those of us who every year make the effort to do the biha, inshallah, for ourselves, for our families, for other people, sacrifice the animal, put all the effort in that's involved. It's a tremendous struggle in Canada in particular, to gather animals, to do the biha, to properly take care of the meat, to give it out to people, to share it with the poor. Inshallah, we do all these things because this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala primarily wants from us on Eid al-Adha. And this is what will bring us closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this day. And inshallah, it is one that will remind us throughout the year of the virtues of food, the virtues of what Allah has given us, and to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for those things. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this Eid al-Adha, inshallah, easy for all of us. We are now, inshallah, those here in the Jewish Peninsula are going to proceed shortly to perform the Dhabha. And inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept this sacrifice on behalf of each and every one of us who are here participating, those who are, inshallah, taken the Dhabha for themselves somewhere in the world. And inshallah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them and the Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for that. يقول الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين رب اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما اللهم أنت الشافي لا شفاء إلا شفاء فاشفينا واشفي مرضانا واشفي مرضى المؤمنين والمسلمين شفاء لا يغادر سقما اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام وإليك يعود السلام حينا ربنا بالسلام وادخلنا الجنة دار السلام فتباركت وتعاليت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم محمد بن عبد الله وصلى الله على آله وأصحابه أجمعين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين ربنا وتقبل دعاء آمين تقبل الله inshallah Eid Mubarak everybody here, everybody online. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this a blessed Eid for all of us, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, God.
In my power.
Eid Mubarak! Eid Mubarak!
Wow.